What's going on, guys? So we got the LV Corsa finally installed. I know you guys were waiting for it. And on top of that, we got the Gabro Upmap installed. Look, it says race. Finally, you guys didn't think I was going to do it, but I did it. Anyway, let's go for a ride and talk about the LV Corsa as well as this race exhaust, because it's my first time riding this bike after I put the race exhaust on.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright, how different is it going to be? Okay, yeah, there was a little bit of difference right there, just from that tiny little push. And I think I saw the traction control come on just slightly, just blinked. I'll have to watch it back on video, but I have TC at level 3 right now. Wow. We're in sport mode, so engine configuration is in the middle tier. It's not all the way up there in user mode where I set it at the highest. I'm not expecting a whole lot of horsepower increase with this Gabro tune. From what I've read, the major advantage of this tune is for the bike to run better. And quite honestly, guys, that is the only reason why I got it. I want the bike to run better because the air to fuel ratios are changed with the shorty can mufflers. And speaking of muffler, I'm not going to talk about that right this moment. We're going to strictly concentrate on the ECU tune. And then there's going to be a follow-up video where I do a review video of this beautiful Leovence Corsa exhaust. One of the major advantages is that now it's configured for the shorty exhaust. As you can hear, the RPM level is pretty stabilized and it sounds a lot better. I specifically chose the shorty race map because Gabro tuned it specifically for these little exhausts. As I mentioned before on my previous videos, the shorty exhausts, they give your bike a cam sound, like a V8 Mustang cam sound. Gabro does sell additional tunes, but for my needs, I think the shorty one is the best, because in the end, I'm going to make a decision on which two exhausts I'm going to keep. It's either going to be the LV Corsa, or it's going to be the SE Project, and I'll let you guys know probably in the next couple of videos to come. But anyway, I just want to enjoy the heck out of this bike with the two exhausts that I have right now, swap them out, and give you guys a nice show while I'm at it. Oh baby. Oh man, this bike is a thrill. The installation went pretty smoothly, I would say. I did get a couple of errors in the beginning, but after I turned off the bike and turned it back on, a cycle if you want to call it that, she connected perfectly and started downloading and uploading, and everything was butter smooth. I couldn't be happier with the installation procedure. It exceeded my expectations. Honestly, I would highly recommend this because of how smooth it was. When it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm always nervous about what might happen to the ECU. God, I would hate to go back to the dealership and tell them, oh, I screwed up one with an ECU mapping thing, and then have them piss me off with, oh, you can't do that because it'll void your warranty. You know how dealers are. They try to bully you every chance they get. Meanwhile, you bought the bike from them. Meanwhile, you go to them for service and all that other stuff, but they bully you every single time you go back there. And then 3-4 times a year, they host track day events where you go and unleash your bike at a track day event that they host. So this is a race map. They should be okay with it, but I hate being bullied by them. And so I'm really, really happy that this was a pretty smooth process. And as a result of the smooth process, it'll be just as smooth to put the regular map back on the bike. By regular, I mean the OEM map, because Gabro allows you to download it free of charge and upload it back to your bike. So this way, when you go back to the dealer, you don't have to deal with them. Oh man, I'm already noticing a power increase. I know that there's power gains all across the map, but it's impossible for me to test it on the street. Like just that last time I gave it a little bit of throttle, I definitely felt a big difference. It was almost as if I was in user mode and the engine mapping was on full as opposed to the medium setting. But it'll get really interesting once I put this bike into user mode, which is the full engine map. So according to Gabro's tune, the fan temperatures kick on now 5C less than before. So instead of 213 Fahrenheit, the engine temperatures kick on at 205, which should result in a much cooler bike. I just realized that the throttle is nice and smooth now. Before it used to be a little bit jerkier, but now when I get on the throttle and off the throttle, it's not so jerky. Definitely an improvement, guys. Definitely. Overall, I think if it improves the bike, I'm definitely for it. The power increase is definitely secondary for me. Quite honestly, it's got 217 horsepower. Well, now it's got more. Who knows how much. And you know what? It says race right there, and I like that. All right, let's put this thing into user mode. And now we got full engine mapping. Traction is level 3, engine management level 1. Level 1 is the highest, by the way. Wow, holy shit. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. Full engine mapping. Bonkers, man, bonkers. Holy smokes. Oh man. As I was saying, the installation procedure went pretty smoothly. In the end, it asked me to shut off the screen and turn it back on. And then the phone vibrated, and that's when I knew everything was fine. The cool thing about the app is that it has a screen where it gives you all the telemetry of the bike. Like it'll literally tell you what RPM you're in, what the voltage is for the battery, and a couple of other things here and there. And on top of that, you can check out the diagnostic. So if there's a fault code, you can read it with the device. As a matter of fact, you can keep the device on the bike while you ride. You'll just tuck it somewhere underneath the seat, and then you can change the tune anytime you want and go back to the stock tune or check telemetry or the OBD data information. I think that's a pretty sweet device, man. A lot of useful features that you can take along with you. Oh my god. Yup, power increase for sure. Let's go back to the sport mode. I rarely ride in user mode, which is the full power mode. I use the user mode in special occasions, which is rarely. Like I said, this bike has way too much power. Anyone who thinks otherwise is absolutely insane. It needs to go to a mental institution. You know, I'm noticing all these things, and I'm interpreting it to you guys as I ride. You're getting this 100% based off of my first impression experience. I'm sure there'll be more things that I'll discover later on as I get to know the map. But for now, this is all I came up with, and it's all positives. I don't see any negatives so far. As you can hear the exhaust, the idle is nice and steady. It's not lumpy, doesn't sound like a cam V8 like before. Alright, so that was a before and after of what the CRT exhaust sounded like with the lumpy exhaust versus this one with the race tune. So a huge improvement there, guys. Stay tuned for a full review of the Leo Vence Corsa exhaust. And until the next episode, I will see you guys later. Ciao for now. Peace.